Hey guys, welcome back. This is Ournite again. Just your favorite three commentators, Ace Gaming 36 and Cooner that 03630, the gayest name ever. Um, anyways, so we got a topic today that one of our viewers suggested. Just kidding. We came up with it ourselves because we don't have any viewers yet. But Connor, would you like to take this away? Explain what we're going to be talking about today.
Today we're going to be talking about some conspiracy theories that we randomly think of.
Now, before the liberals start to attack us and be like, "Oh, your Trump supporters believe anything." Well, listen here, we're not political. We don't care. Anyways, this is just some stuff we stumbled upon, and so one I would like to start off with actually is well, Connor, you know about the recent government documents that came out about the aliens, right?
Yeah, I've been looking at that stuff for about 8 years now.
Well, so I don't think Steven's as aware as us on these topics. So basically Steven
Oh, wait, man, I remember us talking about it that long ago.
oh, Steven, do you know about it?
About how they released that aliens are real and that they walk among us and
Yeah,
blah blah blah,
basically
and that they've been
Among
saying that
Us.
for years.
Among Us.
Yeah. So basically, do either of you believe that?
Yes,
So
firmly.
so so you believe it for sure.
Eh.
See,
Oh my
see,
gosh.
I'm very towards leaning towards it being real. But
I mean, you
Sure,
know,
if it,
if it's real, hey, good for that. But uh, me basically, the government says a lot of things. Like they said, COVID was absolutely whatever. So and now look at it. So you know, you can't always believe what the government says.
it's not just what the government says, this even.
Well, that's what you
It's
said.
not just the government.
Okay, well then the government is the only one that's saying they have proof
Yeah,
of it.
okay, wait,
So
what do you mean by the COVID stuff? You mean like them saying it's bad? Like it's like,
them saying them shutting down the whole freaking world because of it,
yeah, that
and
makes
then
sense.
trying to scare people, scare tactics.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is like a completely different topic. Like,
Well, this topic's
no,
been
that's
around for
valid. That's
longer than
valid.
we've been alive. It's been around since like freaking World War II.
this topic of aliens has been
No,
around.
just
Yeah.
no.
They say
He's talking about COVID.
No, I'm talking about
no,
Oh,
aliens.
dude.
you are.
Aliens.
Oh,
They've been
okay,
talking about that
okay.
shit since like biblical times. Like I think it's crazy. Like some of those biblical pictures where it shows like UFOs and shit in the background. Like, I think that's crazy. Like why? Like do they like obviously like, they had to like know about them because like I've had like arguments about aliens with like really religious people that are like, oh, God wouldn't create them, or like he had to have like created them the same way they like whatever God is created
But the
us.
thing is you're talking about how biblical people put it back in
No, biblical
the
pictures and stuff like the
yeah, that's what I'm talking
old
about.
pictures from like years ago,
That's what I'm talking about. And so the thing is the same way with the Bible, you know?
No, that's not what I mean, Steve.
The
I'm saying
Bible
like
changes and
okay, look,
changes. They say something happens in the Bible, but it actually changes over
cavemen,
time.
like cave like writing. You know,
Well,
like they like find shit.
there's a whole proof, but there's proof that the cavemen were real.
I'm
There's
saying, listen,
actual
no, that's not
skeletons
what
and
I'm saying.
bones.
Listen, the drawings that they put, you know, from on that they found on rocks, and they say like dates back to like millions of years ago. Like it shows like pictures of like UFOs and aliens and like them worshiping.
Yeah, but
these
they're
things.
just saying that they could have meant different. It could have meant different back then.
It's a picture, Steven. Of
Show
saying
me
the
a picture.
pictures of the drawing. You can just look them up. There's millions of drawings everywhere.
Here, Connor,
Yeah,
here.
but I want to see.
Do you want me to hold your hand for you? You can look do it yourself.
Connor, meds.
What? Need meds?
No, there's meds here for you. Well, so like, Steven, basically you're saying like, wait, what are you basically saying about like all the like pictures and stuff?
I'm basically saying that they even have pictures of a lot of other things whenever that a lot of other things isn't real.
So you think that it is fake?
I think what we're looking at when we look at those pictures and think that they were trolling aliens. I think it was something else, not alien-wise. I think they had a whole different meaning for it, and we're just trying to think what it could have meant.
Okay, well, so basically, okay, so I'm talking about the documents that released today, or not to like this time, in like our life. So you don't believe that either,
Well, that's because it's all controlled by the government.
and you think
If it was shown by, like, let's say a regular person, they had documentation and kind of evidence of it, then I would believe it more than
Stephen,
it coming from the government.
how much do you think the government controls, like in our lives?
They control everything.
So you think 100% of it?
100%, yeah.
Okay, so you both.
Everything we do, everything we see, everything.
And you want to know why? Is because they can change the weather. I've seen the machines and people making videos of it.
So you're saying that
Yo,
they
someone's
can...
using the reboot machine.
Oh, okay. So, Steven, you believe that they create the weather as well?
I believe a lot of our hurricanes and a lot of the natural disasters, like our forest fires, those were all started. I'm a very firm believer of that.
Help me take out these IO guards. Did one of them kill you?
Yeah, knocked me.
Was it an IO guard?
No, it was an actual guy.
Oh, okay. Hold on. You guys fighting people?
I just killed somebody, but he took a big hit.
Alright, sorry. There's just NPC dudes over here. Okay, so... Okay, but the thing
Are you
is,
gonna heal me, bro?
Personally,
Yeah,
I
was
don't...
about to die.
I'd say it's about like 90-10 that they control our lives. Like
Okay, what part do you
90%
think
they do.
What part do you think they don't control?
I do believe they control like most of the media and most of what we see, but a lot of it, but like free, like I know in like a technical sense we don't have free will, like we can't do anything we want. But when you think about it, there's like we do live our own lives, in at least from our own perspective.
This is
Like,
where the whole like thing of like how they put fear.
Yes, but listen, here's the thing. I'm sorry, Connor, for cutting you off. I was gonna continue what I was saying, whatever. But the thing is they control everything. They control how much money we gotta pay in taxes. They have taxes. We gotta pay insurance. We gotta pay all these government fees to give to the government.
So
we gotta
Steven.
pay state taxes.
Thinking about too. Okay, like, do you know how like they strip our freedoms away, like little by little, like very slowly, like they always go after our Second Amendment, our freedom to travel, all that, you know, like just everything. Like I was thinking about like freedom to travel. Like, I should not have to like get a fucking license. Like it just defeats the whole fucking purpose of
Well, like a passport
amendment.
or a license.
Just like going to get a driver's license to travel. You know, like that never really made sense to me. Like
now they're making you
it's a certificate to make you look like, you know, like you took the courses and shit. But I mean, like, I should be able to drive. I should be able to, you know, go where I please.
You know, it should the driving. It should be by age. You shouldn't even have to have a driver's license. Like, you know, if you get to the age where you drive, you should be able to learn how to drive and then drive.
Another thing, drugs. You shouldn't be able to tell me what I can't put in my body. You know?
Okay.
And the fucking whole war on drugs.
Like the cavemen, I like the cavemen back then, bro. They put whatever in their body, whatever fit best.
Okay, but also in that time there wasn't a stable like humanity.
Yeah, but that's the problem. See, they could put whatever they wanted in their body and not be told no.
And you don't think that chaos would ensue if those types of people ran the earth either?
No. If we were allowed to eat and drink and smoke whatever we wanted, it's our bodies.
Exactly. Listen, this is another thing. It's that the reason, like, if people just had, like, okay, so, like, back in the 70s, there used to be, like, heroin stations. Like, if you wanted to go get your fucking heroin addiction out of the way, you go there, or they shoot you up, and you know, obviously, it's not good for you, but it keeps people from breaking into people's houses, stealing money, and, you know, stealing shit from people to sell to get money to get their heroin, and it's one of the main reasons why, like, crime is introduced with, you know, drugs.
Yeah.
Like, doing drugs should not be a crime. It's the reason it becomes a crime is because I have to break into your house to get money because I'm a crackhead and but like stoners go to jail for, you know, smoking weed, you know, whatever. They're gonna get out and get a job and continue with their life, and they're most likely gonna, you know, smoke again. A crackhead goes to jail, they fucking put him through all this, you know, bullshit classes. He's just gonna get out and get high again, be a lazy fat fuck, and, you know.
And my mom's boyfriend years ago that she had dated for some odd years, that I knew because I lived with him. It was when I lived in Ohio. There's a guy coming.
Where?
He's not coming towards us. But he lived in freaking Ohio, bro. Where we all lived. Me, her, and him lived in Ohio. We lived in this nice apartment place, whatever. And we had a good thing going. And he started getting on freaking drugs and everything. And after I had not been with him for a few years, and I went to my dad's or whatever, and started living with my dad. He literally was so addicted to drugs and so drug hungry that he went to his, I think it's either either went to his grandpa's or his dad's. I think, yeah, it was his grandpa's house. And he went to his grandpa's house, took a hammer, and beat his skull in and killed him and took his money just for drugs. His own freaking grandpa, he went and killed because he wanted it that bad.
Now, what part of the government controls what you're saying?
Like but he wouldn't have had to have done that if drugs wouldn't have been. If it was like if there was just stations.
Okay, so you
Like,
think
you should be able to
you think that they were created by the government to incite crime?
What,
Well, I'm
drugs?
pretty.
Just as a form of crime.
Well, listen, like, cocaine was brought from, I hate saying it because I always say, like, Nicaragua. I can't fucking say that word.
Nicaragua?
Yeah, I can literally always say the N word, whatever I pronounce it, but...
Yeah, well, just so everyone knows that's not what he was saying, let's...
Don't cancel me, please. But, yeah, like, they basically imported it into the United States from there, and like that's you ever hear the movie Don't Shoot the Messenger?
Yeah.
It's basically a true story about that one reporter. His name's like Gary Webb or something like that. He was doing a report on you know, just hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of cocaine coming in from nowhere. They found out that our own government was bringing it in and selling it, like dropping it in like the streets for these people to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And like, just the more and more I looked into that, like, yeah, it was them who brought it in, and they regulate it all. You know, like weed, like, it's illegal if you don't have a card for it. But it's legal if, you know, if the government's getting their cut out of it. Like, do people not realize how like shitty that looks? And like, there's obviously something wrong there. Like, it's
and
like it's disgusting. Like it has benefits. Like, yeah, if you treat weed like an asshole, just like any other substance, like, yeah, it's not generally good for you. You know, anything other than oxygen's not good for you. You know.
Yeah. But the thing is like the fruit. Yeah.
And what was said before about like money and everything, what I was thinking about was, so like obviously the government does control money and like cash flow and everything, but like, do you think that the whole system was created to begin with just to divide everybody up, like making people poor, making the middle class and the
past few decades.
But what I mean for is also to create the like elitist class and to have those people with a lot of money that basically control everything.
Yes. but like there's also like good and bad, and that's like the whole like what they're saying like Kennedy. The
Yeah.
reason they killed him was because it's the same thing Trump's doing right now.
Wait,
It's
Steven, you not
because
join the game?
they didn't want to play. God damn,
What?
Steve.
Oh, go back to the lobby. Are you
Oh
in the game?
yes. Why are we going? Yes. Why do you keep going back to the lobby every time? We could just ready up.
Oh, we're not in the
We
lobby.
did.
Yeah, just join us back in the
We're
lobby.
in the
Anyways, about Kennedy.
Yeah, so Kennedy, you know, the week before he died, he was talking about like the UFOs, all the corruption, blah blah blah, and then you know he dies randomly, and it's like the same shit Trump's doing, but like I feel like these powerful people are trying to like get rid of like the evil elites, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well, Trump already got rid of the the family who owned our money.
Yeah, the Rothschild, and
Yeah.
he takes over the Federal Reserve. He's leader of the Federal Reserve now. And that's another thing too. When everyone's like, "Oh, we owe so much national debt or whatever," I'm like, "Who do we owe debt to? This family. Okay, this family Rothschild. This is who we owe debt to. If we get rid of them, who do we owe debt to? You know, money doesn't just go in debt. Like it's always around. You know, like it doesn't just go
It's always being
sit
created.
somewhere. Like it's constantly. It's always being created. It's always flowing. It's always going to somewhere. Like it's not. It doesn't
There's
just
not
disappear.
just a
You know,
certain
they make it
amount
seem
of
like
money and then it's gone, and that's what we need to give back. It's just, you know.
Yeah. So okay. So there's another like I guess conspiracy. I mean, I don't know if it's conspiracy, but it's like it's sort of like kind of messes with your head sort of thing. I assume neither of you have heard about this. So like I mentioned free will before. So like what do you guys like define free will as?
my basically I can do what I want when I want, if I please, without
Yeah.
like
So like
anybody telling me
if
like
you wanted
not to.
right now, you could just start screaming and making a bunch of random noises if you want, right? Like you basically control your own mind. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
basically there's like a study done. So like free will, like you go the study is basically like if you go to sit down and write on a piece of paper, in your brain, you told yourself you're going to go sit down and start writing on a piece of paper. So
Yeah.
there's basically this study that was done that says that we're living in a simulation, and
Yes.
they got test subjects, and so they had a person go sit down, and then they had them start wiggling their fingers. And typically, they scanned their brain while they were doing it. And basically, the results were typically you'd think, okay, a transmitter goes to their brain, and at the same moment that it hits their brain, their fingers start tapping because you're telling yourself to do it.
Yeah.
It's your free will to do it. Basically, the study found out that the people that were doing this, that the signal was sent to their brain was
That we really don't have control of what we're doing. We're
yeah,
just kind of like
it's
there.
like kind of hard to explain, but like the signals sent to your brain to do it were already sent way before you were going to tap your finger. Like like
Yeah,
in
it
like
makes
in the
kind of makes
yeah,
sense.
like you go to tap your finger, but the signal to do that was already sent seconds before you even thought of it. So
Well, it's like
Yeah.
milliseconds or the lowest you can go
well,
seconds.
no. The study found that the signals were received way before
Like
you
it's
would
already
even.
been sent to your brain
Yeah,
before
but
you even thought about it.
like you know
Basically,
how
it's
in your head you have that inner voice, basically.
Yeah.
your
And
subconscious,
yes,
basically your like
before
inner
that
self.
was even transmitted in the brain, the thought to tap your finger was already found out to be there. And basically, this applies
I
to
was reading
anything that you
something
choose
like
to
that.
do. And so it's basically saying that we're just programmed to live this certain life. Like right now, what we're doing, this was already programmed in our heads to do this. And there was nothing we could do about it, even though we technically think in our heads that we're the ones thinking of it. So,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
what do you think about like us being programmed in that way?
I
I
don't
gotta
believe
find
that
it.
like in the Matrix movie. Like I don't believe that we're like plugged into a big fucking computer and like
No, more like we're
computer that
just
we're plugged in as display missing.
I
yeah,
kind
but
of find that
I feel
subject a
like
little weird.
yes, but I do feel like everything that happens in our life has either it's already happened, and it's just kind of like our souls or our subconscious mind has already lived through all this. I really don't like it's such a weird topic to like try to like
yeah, like not so
sound
much
like you know
that
what you're talking about, but like
yeah,
you really don't like know what you're
yeah,
talking
like
about.
not
Yeah,
not as serious as the Matrix, like how everything's mapped out, but like in a sense that we don't have control over what we're gonna do next, even though we think we do.
yeah.
Like I think there's something controlling us in that way,
Well, I don't.
like at all.
I know, like, I think that's kind of a weird concept to try and go by, and reason being is because, like, if you're saying that we are controlled somehow, well, how is that possible? Because if we
A
came
lot of
right out
shit's
of our
possible.
mother, if we came out of our mom's vagina, how are they controlling us before we were even born into an atom?
Well, but that's the
Our
thing.
subconscious mind is still like it's like our soul, like
Yeah. So what we're trying like
it's
saying is like everything is happening, but like we obviously none like literally anything we talk about, we don't know if it is happening or isn't. That's why it's a conspiracy theory.
Well,
what
yeah, it's a conspiracy. I understand that. I'm just saying, like, I don't particularly think that way
Oh yeah, yeah,
on that
that's
on that
understandable.
subject.
I
but
think that
like
there's something.
something that like amazes like it doesn't amaze me, but like death, like the people who die, like they know everything now. Like everything that we are confused about and want to know, like they know
So you think the
like
mind
everything.
does
Like
go on to somewhere else after?
I believe, when we die, like that voice that we have, that our subconscious mind and like our
Yeah.
higher self or whatever you want to call it. Like I
You think
feel like
that's what's
yes, that
beyond?
does. That's basically what we are. Like this, like our body is literally just like a vehicle.
Just like a shell that we're in.
That's all we are. That's all we are. And when we die, I feel like, yeah, like it's weird to explain because like I obviously don't know because I haven't
I
died.
sometimes think, I sometimes think whenever like, I
Same.
believe that I believe that there is something there, but I can't really, like, you can never comprehend what it is, because the brain just can't comprehend it, but
But I feel like we
I,
can, but we just don't. We just don't understand how to
we're
like.
not given the right resources or the right thoughts on how to comprehend
It's
it.
because everything in our life is a distraction to like find our true self. That's basically like what the conversation I got in with this one guy. Everything that like is in our life distracts us from like finding our true self, and like school, sports, work. They distract us with all these things and pump out all
So
these ideas so that we just
we
forget our
don't
true
need
self.
school to live. Like, I feel school shouldn't even be a thing. I feel like
Basically,
we
school
should
was
grow up.
originally to train you to be like a listening member of
Yeah,
society.
school was created back then in order to get them
To become
let's say
factory
a
workers, basically.
factory, yeah, a
Yeah, it
factory
was.
job or a business person.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
saw a video about this on TikTok, basically, which is what Steven's saying. I mean, I know it's TikTok, but it makes sense. Basically,
That
like
was
school,
the
the
black
way,
guy.
like
I
I'm
haven't
not,
watched him in a long time.
I'm not sure, but like it's like you go to school, you go sit down in a row, you go to class, you walk, and it's basically preparing you for an assembly line.
Yes, you don't talk until you're talked to. You must ask to
Yeah.
raise your hand, use the
You
bathroom. You need a
gotta,
30-minute
you
lunch
have to
break.
ask to relieve
Yeah,
yourself to go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
Connor's
That's
dead.
ridiculous.
I've been getting hurt. He's locked. He's searching my ass.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
So we still haven't got a one.
Ooh, that's what we get for talking about theories. That's the
Well, I guess
government.
you could say this has been a theory. Gaming theory.
Literally. Pretty good. There's another one I had on my mind. Not sure exactly what it was. You guys can, if you guys.
I just hate that we have to go to school and everyone thinks that if you don't go to college that you're never gonna succeed in life and that your life is over because you don't go to college, you don't do what they want. Like there shouldn't be like that, you know? If someone doesn't want to go to college, you know, you should be happy for them and say, with whatever you do with your life, I'm happy with that. You shouldn't even say, oh, your life is over, you're not gonna amount to anything. You shouldn't be able to say that, you know? Whatever makes the person happy, it makes them happy, that's it.
Literally all life is about. You just gotta find, you know, obviously you're not gonna find it anytime soon, but just find something that makes you satisfied with your life to the point where you can just wake up every day and just not give a flying fuck and just be content. Like that one song I always listen to, that "Simple Man" by Leonard Skinner. It's a good song, but like the meaning behind it, it's so good.
Like I've always thought too, like the only freaking reason why we use money is because of some retarded guy who owed.
It's not just some guy; it's a whole fucking dark force of evil.
It literally back then it was one guy who created the bill, one guy, and because
Yeah,
and the reason being is because he owed the government money, and in order for him to pay back that money, he had to do this deal thing wherever he created the bills, and with the bills that he got out there, he charged interest on it, which is basically like taxes. So whatever they bought, they had to pay taxes. They had to pay that, you know, the extra 5 cents of tax on this, tax on that, blah blah blah. And so now that's come to date where in basically everything you pay taxes on everything, you pay interest on everything, and that's to pay like the government, because every government in the world, or at least in America, owes whoever it is money that's above them. They owe them. They're all in debt. That's why they take our money. They're in debt. Every one of them is in debt. Meaning, like, not like how the U.S. is in debt. Like, they're actually in debt because they used whoever's money and they need to pay it back. And they're always in debt. They're always in debt. Like, that's if they weren't in debt, our money would mean nothing. Like, literally, if they were not in debt, our money would be nothing.
So you think
Money
it's just
is nothing.
So you think it's all
paper.
just
Literally a piece
It's
of
paper with ink.
And that we value so much because of the system that we were unfortunately forced and born into.
We should have been.
No choice.
Every material that comes off this earth was everyone's given right to have. Everything on this earth is everyone's.
Nobody, like, everyone should have a home. Nobody should be hungry. You know, it sickens me that we are the only. Like, why are we? We are the only animal on this planet that pays to live here. Like, you ever think about that? Like, why? Why the fuck do we kill ourselves?
That's what I was saying earlier about how the government controls us with money, basically.
Yeah, they do, because we have been so mentally fucking, like, wired to think that we actually need this shit. And, like, it'll never change, because everyone's so drawn into, you know, all these materialistic items, these big fancy fucking cars. And that's what all, you know, that's what media's for, is to pump out these ideas that, oh, you need to wear makeup, you need to wear this clothing brand if you want to, you know, look good, you need to drive this kind of car. Like, why? Like, why? What's it for? When we fucking die, it doesn't matter. It'll just, it's all for nothing. You know, I would rather be satisfied with my life and poor and, you know, than be rich and miserable. I mean, I think if I had money, I would obviously be happy. You know, the saying,
Yeah,
you know,
but that's
money doesn't
like,
buy happiness. It
it really
you know,
does, but it shouldn't be a thing to begin with.
It shouldn't be, but unfortunately, that's just the life that we were put into.
Oh, there goes Steve.
Yep.
And we'll save you eventually, bud.
Money can't buy Steven's life back because he's dead. Where the fuck am I being shot from? This fucking
Well, a van can.
But like this world was given to us. We were put on this world. Every material
I
on
see
this
it.
planet, every material on this planet is meant for everyone. We should never even have to pay to get something. Like, if you just took money away, if you just took money away from everything and told everyone that they could get this and this for free, no one would even want money. If you told them they would get the same amount of stuff that they have been getting for the rest of their life, no one would even want money. Like literally, money could be nothing if you told them that. Like everyone would still work. Like if you say, hey, if you would do this job, you'll get this or whatever. You know, you'll get this stuff for free. And like everything would be for free. Like
Oh my god.
it's just so stupid. I don't know. I just
I
feel
don't
like
have
everything. I just feel like everything should be free.
You don't
But
think that would ruin anything?
Healthcare should be very affordable.
Do you think that we're just too far gone to fix anything?
Dude, Italy's healthcare is free.
I know, but here I don't know. It's another weird topic, but
My cord.
No, I don't think like money wise and everything. I think we're just too far gone with that. I think you can't do anything with that now.
People just like would wake up, you know, once this shit's just blasted out, that like all this shit's corrupt, which a lot of people already know. I think everybody would, you know, like, why the fuck do we pay taxes? People know people know that shit's corrupt. You
But
know,
the taxes, like I said,
sales tax, but like property tax, all this other bullshit, you know. That's
what I said taxes are for.
And everyone's, you know, now everyone's like, oh, we need Trump. Literally, the only reason they put Biden in office is just to expose the corruption. Because if Trump said, oh, Biden's corrupt, he's racist, but you know, everyone's just gonna call him a fucking.
Well, Trump even warned everything that was going to happen, and look, it's already all starting to unfold.
It's all pre-planned. They've been 8 steps ahead of the game.
Trump said, make your enemies your friends, and then everything will unfold. And that's what he did. And that's exactly what he did. And look what happened to Vice President. What's his face?
Pence.
Yeah, look what happened to that retard.
I still don't. I don't know how I feel about. Because like they found ties with him with, you know, child sex trafficking rings down in Florida, but you know, it's fucking. It's a lot of ties. It's scary.
So like another thing, basically like all those like higher up people or people that are trying to expose the government. I mean, or even just celebrities in general. Like
you mean like Trump,
no.
Oh
no. What I was talking about was like, you know how there are people that come out with proof or trying to deny the government or proving them wrong or something, and then they just mysteriously disappear or die. And I mean even celebrities. So like, do you think any of them do actually die, or do you think that they're just put somewhere else as a punishment?
Like a lot of them, the ones that try to expose shit actually do get killed, like Robin Williams and all these other, you know, Isaac Cappy. Isaac Cappy was that one musician who, like, he was one of the first people to come out about Tom Hanks and all these other big names, and he forced himself.
And it's weird. And it's weird because every time someone mentions something about someone high up, they just die. They just disappear and die. Every time.
What about like actual like celebrities, like people that come to mind, like Juice WRLD or like X or something, like people that are just so insanely like popular, but like nobody actually knows where they are, like Michael Jackson. Like, do you think that they are still somewhere? Do you think there's a chance that like what is being told through the media is actually true for those people?
Listen, everyone who is famous has a clone. I'm a firm believer of that. Like a lot of like Kodak,
so you think clones are real?
A lot of these, yeah, all of these songs, like a lot of these songs, they talk about it too. Like the first step of becoming famous is going to the cloning station. They'll make a clone of you. So if like you end up dying or like getting hurt or some shit or fall sick, you know, you have another you to like go out and replace you.
Okay.
So it's really scary to believe it, but like it's really not that.
They were already talking about how there was something I don't know. I don't remember exactly how to explain it, but apparently, they can put like have you in a fake womb, obviously, and they can they can make they can grow or make you in about 9 weeks instead of 9 months, and they can make you each like a certain age within that time. Like let's say if you're 20, let's say if you're 20, they can grow that egg or whatever of a human to be a 20-year-old in like literally less time than it takes to become a full baby.
And so
They're
like
searching me down right now, so you
do
guys
do
are
you
fine.
think that's to make clones or?
Yeah, that's to make clones. Yeah.
No, that just sounds like growing humans.
No, like
But
like
it's still weird.
like if you're saying that they're if you get sick, you die, and then you have another one of you. Well, that's what they do is they grow you,
Oh my gosh.
another one, and it's the same age as you. Like they just grew it into the age
Okay, so
in a
like,
shorter amount of time.
okay, but do you think that the
But
government
like
does that?
Kodak
Like,
or
for who?
the government, like the government's not just like one thing, like it's all through like the music industry and
Yeah, it's
like
like everybody
if you want to
connected.
get into the deep station, yeah, it's not just like oh the government, people don't realize that like the corruption is literally everywhere. Like it's fucking, it's so like people always I hate when people complain that like oh Trump's not doing anything, blah, blah, blah. Like it's not that easy taking down a cult that's been running for about 6,000 maybe more years. Like it's not that it's not that easy.
So another thing, like, so like Trump or like anyone who's the president, like,
Sure.
obviously some people are connected, some people may not be, but we don't know for sure. But like,
Yeah.
let's say right now, like Biden. So obviously, a lot of people don't think that he's doing anything. So a lot of people think that his only intention is to make things worse or to cover things up. But obviously, even though some presidents may be bad or some of these elitists may be bad, you can't like disagree that they haven't done at least one good thing out of like the thousands that they are doing. Do you think that
I'm
these
sure in the
good?
very
Do you think that
beginning,
do you think
but
that
once
these
they start
good?
getting
But do you think any of these good things that they do are just a cover up to hide the
oh
fact?
definitely,
Like you don't think you think
especially
that
like now,
you
like
think that
if
the
they're
good
if they're,
things
if
are
they're trying to like say
intentional
like
just to
no,
hide the bad?
they'll try to say like oh yeah Biden, like they'll like show like a video of Biden giving that little black boy a flag badge or whatever, and like they made him look like oh he's such
And
a nice
you
guy.
think every one of those good policies or good acts is just an act of like just like a
Pretty
show
much.
basically.
Basically, like they'll obviously like okay, so we all know Biden he's obviously a puppet for the deep state, China, whatever the fuck you want
Okay.
to. Like what the videos of him signing those executive orders. Every single one of those documents was blank. He was even asking like, "What am I signing? What am I signing here?"
Yeah.
And like
Like
the
especially
CGI, oh my god, the CGI on some of the videos,
what of Biden?
it's sad. I'll find the one, but he's in like some factory. It literally looks like he's in a fucking like pixel game. Like the
Hmm.
behind him looks it's so bad. Like they don't even try. But like the one where like you can see in the background, like he's in the Oval Office and there's cars parked in like a parking lot. There's no parking lot anywhere near the Oval Office. There's nowhere near. Like it's just land. Like, and there's the one video of Biden's talking, and like at like the 40-minute mark, you see in the window Trump walks past, peeks in for like maybe a second, and then keeps walking. Like, I thought that was fucking crazy.
What do you think about the videos of Biden, like the ones that we like actually saw earlier about like the Q and
This is
A's
my
and the
last name.
cameras shut off?
Oh yeah, because everything is pre-written. Everything he says is on a teleprompter. He has no idea what the fuck he stutters with everything he says. He's clueless, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's kind of sad watching it." It's not sad. That guy can fucking burn in hell for all I care. He's a pedophile. He's a Satan worshiping piece of shit. I can give him a
Steven,
list.
you got any input on this?
On what?
This whole, like, people like Biden or whatever putting on a good guy act to cover up all the bad things that the government's doing.
It's called being an actor, pretty much. That's what it boils down to.
Like, do you think that's a real thing?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I
Good
agree.
response. Well, you know, I think the time's running short on my PlayStation, so I think we'll cut that one there. But that was a lot of deep conversations about the government and our theories about life
Don't
itself.
post it. Do not post it.
We will die.
No, literally, no, I'm not even joking. We will.
Literally, no. Steven, do you know how many videos and people talk about this stuff?
Well, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
cut this part out, but anyways, yeah, we had to cut that last part out. Anyways, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. That was our second video of Ournite, whatever you call this, a podcast
This is
thing.
like our 4th video.
Oh yeah, but all right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Have a good night. See ya.